Well, hello everybody. Charles Kemp, Mayor of Fairmont, and I'm gonna slip back into prehistoric times and now be a teacher. Uh, y'all get your paper and pencil out. Pop quiz. Which of the following four is in the South? Suez Canal, Panama Canal, the Erie Canal, or the Pittman Canal? I'll give you just a second. Time's up. I used to do that in my classes, and they hated me. We ain't got enough time, Mr. Kemp. Too late, too late. The answer is, everybody, no, you're wrong. It's not the Erie Canal. That's in New York State. And you know that the Suez and the Panama Canal are in foreign countries. So it must have been the Pittman Canal. Well, less than 100 yards from where I'm sitting right now, Mr. Chestnut and I, is a big ditch that runs right through the middle of Fairmont, west to east. And I was told one time that it was named the Pittman Mill Race Canal. That's not true. Can't be. A mill race is a body of water, usually a river, that has velocity or speed to it, so that a factory or an industry or a grist mill can be built on the edges of it with a big, huge paddle wheel in the water. The water turns the wheel, which grinds the stone, which turns the grain, which takes the grain turns it into corn for people at their houses, or cornmeal. So I don't believe it was a mill race. I believe it was some form of way to move water from one part of the town to the other. That's just, you're more technical than I am. But I can't believe it's a mill race. I was told that. I don't believe that. But what we're going to talk today, and I'm going to put it on Mr. Chestnut here in a minute. I gave you the fluff. He's gonna make the bed up for you. Is we got a body of water in our town. I wish we didn't have it.
That's right.
I wish there was a 24-inch, 3-foot wide pipe that we could lay in that thing and cover it with dirt, and that'd be the end of it. Because we've had lots of problems with the Pittman Canal, drainage canal. Now, when I was a young boy growing up, on my way with my bicycle and my best friend Bobby Smith, we stopped under the bridge that crosses Walnut Street many times and walked down under there and back through the water, and our shoes got wet and everything. And I've done the same thing with the one right down here. I've eaten at the Friendly Lunch, which was a restaurant that part of it was on stilts right out over the canal.
Wow.
Yeah. But we've had drainage issues with that canal over the
Yes,
years.
sir.
Major problems because it's going to rain. And we've had some big rains. So, Mr. Chestnut, in all of your experience of 3 years here and all of the hair that's you pulled out of your head, dealing with this geographic and architectural nightmare, what can we do, or what have we done, or what are we going to do with the canal?
So, Mr. Mayor, you bring up a couple of good points. The original purpose of the canal,
Right.
whatever that may have been, has over time just caused more considerable damage to the town of Fairmont. And we acknowledge that. We talked about it during my interview with the town for this town manager position, and ways to go about addressing the canal and drainage issues. One of the things that the board authorized myself to do was apply to the Army Corps of Engineers for assistance. And the Army Corps of Engineers spent a whole year dissecting that canal, figuring out what has gone wrong since the Army Corps of Engineers came 30 years ago, and what could be done to alleviate some of the flooding concerns we have. So we were able to get $250,000 for the Army Corps of Engineers to conduct that study. We also received $150,000 from the stream bank storm debris removal of stuff out of the canal. So we did that work that really focused on the area between Oldfield community and Cottage Street. You know, and cleaning up that area, and just making sure that, you know, the water flow is clear through there. So after that, we did that section of work. It helped out with flooding a lot immediately. What we're faced now with is not so much debris in the canal. Our public works has done a great job keeping them clear as much as they can, as far as they can reach. But right now, what we're dealing with is a huge sediment problem. And we applied to the state of North Carolina. We got $150,000 to remove sediment out of the canal. That project has been successfully bidded and awarded last month to a private company that's going to come in and do some sediment control work. And what that looks like is sediment removal will take place between Oldfield Community and Walnut Street, the bridge you was just speaking about. We expect that to not only boost the capacity for the canal to hold water, but to get the water out of town and into the swamp more quickly. That will alleviate more flooding concerns in the Oldfield community. And we also got a grant to build a new lift station between here and our wastewater treatment plant. That's also going to help with the I&I and the water that comes into our sewer to push it out of town faster. So all of these projects are designed to make the entire town of Fairmont more resilient to flooding issues and concerns. So we still have, you know, work to do along the canal. Once we finish this work, we'll pick up from Walnut and head back towards Church Street and do some more items, and through the park also with fixing the bridge and pulling out sediment removal. So this is a very good project that the Board of Commissioners assigned me as a task to work on in 2022. So that's just the layout of where we started and where we are now. So over the next, I would say 4 weeks, that work will be scheduled to start. We will give out public notices to let people know what's going on in town and to stay away from the area and out of contractors' hair. You know, and let's just look at what this project does for the future of Fairmont. You know, you and I, we talk a lot about how busy this year is. This is one of the first contracts this year that will lead straight to construction projects in the town of Fairmont.
Folks, y'all know what the LA River is? If you watched any movies that are set in Los Angeles, California, then you know what the LA River is. It's a massive, huge, enormous river right in the middle of Los Angeles.
Yes, sir.
The reason they don't have any problem is it's concrete.
That's right.
The whole thing is concrete.
Yes,
I
sir.
know you've seen chase scenes on movies.
Yes, sir.
Where people are down in that's the LA River. If you watched the first Terminator,
Yeah.
that was the LA River.
Yes, sir. With the tractor trailer and the
Absolutely.
motorcycle.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was the LA River. I'd give anything in the world if our canal was concrete. If we did, we wouldn't be having this
That's right.
conversation. We'd
That's
be
right.
moving on to another topic. But unfortunately, anytime you have a depressed area and water and there's dirt nearby, go out and look at the area after the rain has,
Yes, sir.
and you're going to see sediment, sand left there because the water carries it there. That's exactly what's happened to our
Yes, sir.
canal down here.
Yes, sir.
And if we can ever get the water flowing, we can't stop the rain.
Yes, sir.
There's somebody else in charge of that.
That's right.
We're not in charge. If we could ever get the water moving, get the beavers to go on a vacation to Florida or somewhere, get them out of their building mode, we would never have another call from the Oldfield
right.
community.
That's right.
And the Oldfield community are those homes that are off of Cottage Street, Canal, Stevens, Powell, Marvin, where they're lower than the grade of the street, Cottage Street.
Most definitely.
And water is going to back up in their houses when it floods. So
It's the lowest part of our town,
Yeah,
and we try to
absolutely.
look out for them. Most of the water is pulled into our town from outside of our town, and just figuring out a way to address it going forward. And I think this board and our staff and our public works have done a great job managing things how we can up to this point.
Just another reason why they pay Mr. Chestnut and I $10,000 a week for the hard work that we do. You know I'm laughing at you, don't you? You know that's a lie. Mr. Chestnut's done a great job trying to clear up that problem because that's what he inherited.
Yes, sir.
The man before him or the woman before him or the person before them, we've always had that problem. As long as that canal's been down there, and it's been down there since Reverend Isham Pittman was here in this town and built the Baptist church, as long as that body of water and that ditch has been down there, there's been rain.
Yes,
And as
sir.
long as there's been rain, there's been flooding.
Yes, sir.
And it's going to continue until we can solve it, and Mr. Chestnut's working on that right now. So if you live in the Oldfield section, hang on, help is on the way.
Yes, sir.
We'll be talking to you again real soon about another town initiative.